Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, coming at you again yet today with another video. Kind of going to start a new series here. I've kind of been doing it, but I haven't really officially titled it as a series, where I'm showing my whole vinyl collection. I show a lot of what's on the rack and my CD collection, but really haven't got around to showing my vinyl collection. I think a lot of people think I only got CDs, but I do got plenty of vinyl, especially of this artist I'm going to start with. So it's going to be broke down into several parts. So this will be my Paul McCartney vinyl collection, and I'm going to break it down into a couple parts. I'll explain that a little more coming up here. Before we do get started, I do want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the notification bell. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel, so please give it a like, and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. And as I've been reminding everybody too, especially in the vinyl community, if you got a channel going, please check out my challenge video, contest video, and get the questions that I want answered there, and submit a video. I do really want to get a lot of people submitting videos to this. I am running a contest celebrating my 1 year on YouTube and pushing to 700 subscribers. So there is a $40 Amazon gift card up for grabs, and the contest is going from August 12th to September 29th with the drawing on the 30th. And just basically shout out 7 other YouTubers. That's the one. And then the 7 will be just answering the 7 questions I got in the video. So please check that out. I'll have the video link in the description below. And let's get on with this first episode of my Paul McCartney collection. So yeah, to be clear, the Paul McCartney vinyl collection. So there we go. And I decided I'm going to break this into kind of 3 parts. So I'm going to go, and it's going to be a pretty big video. I think a lot of them are going to be. I'm going to start with kind of the classic albums, the original, even though a lot of mine are reissues even from that, but they're one of the first reissues. And I think it'll be kind of interesting. I see a lot of people show their vinyl collections, but a lot of them are the UK labels. So I think a lot of any viewers that I got in the UK would probably be interested to see some of these US labels McCartney albums. I got several of them. I was looking through them before I did the video, just kind of refresh my mind on what was there, and some interesting ones. I tend to not buy multiples of each album. I want to get a classic example of each, whether it is a reissue or an original. I'd love to get an original, but you know, as time progresses, I probably will add a few more. I've only been fairly new to this vinyl collecting. I always have collected CDs, but vinyl's fairly recent for me. Always enjoyed my parents' collection, but I've never really added to it until a couple years ago, I guess. I've really been enjoying it, and Paul McCartney is one of the first artists that I really got heavily collecting, so I've got a very big collection. Like I said, I'm going to break it into 3 parts, or a few parts, I guess. I'm going to start with the classic ones, and then I'm going to go into the newer ones, so kind of Egypt Station and on, because there's so many of McCartney 3, so that might be a boring video unless you just like seeing a bunch of McCartney 3s, but please watch it. I'll try to make it fun. And then I'll do the reissues that have been out recently with the colored vinyl reissues. I got that full collection, so we'll go through that in another one. And then another one, I'll do kind of the oddball stuff. So like I got a bunch of 12-inch singles. Oh, I do got the half-speed masters and the archive collection stuff too. We'll figure it out as it goes. It'll be between 3 and 4 episodes just for Paul McCartney. And I already have done George. I feel like I've done him pretty good. So we'll do Ringo, we'll do the Beatles, we'll do John Lennon. I don't have a lot of, sadly, I don't have a lot of John Lennon, but there's a reasoning for that. We'll kind of just go from there, and I know I've done the Beach Boys too, and I think I've done Jimi Hendrix, so kind of, and those are kind of my main ones that I cover, is the Beatles and the solo Beatles, Hendrix, and the Beach Boys. So I've done a good majority of them, I guess, and I just never really put a stamp on it being a series, but yes, I'm kind of rambling on. I usually save this for the end, but ramble on. We'll get going with what's here. I think there's about 18 albums, so we'll start with the first one that was released, and of course that is McCartney. And I'll have the release date up in the corner. I can never remember that stuff off the top of my head. 1970, I know that much. But there was the front and the back. There's the gatefold on this one. And let's remember the spine. And this one, I do believe, is a reissue. Don't think this is an original pressing of it. It's on this black Capitol label. There's side 1 and side 2. Yeah, they pretty much went upside down. And I noticed a lot of mine are on this label. I must have got a person's collection that had these all from this one. Quite a few of these earlier McCartney solo are on this label. And usually with these, I do try to say where I picked these up. And I don't know, this one's kind of stumping me. It was in one of my local, in my town. I can't remember if it was Dogma Hall or Budget Music. It was one of those two. Not sure. So, of course, next up we got Ram. And there is the front We'll start with the spine next. That's a good flow on that. Front, spine, back, and then we'll do the gatefold. Several of these do got gatefolds. And I did forget to show with McCartney, it did have an inner sleeve. I've got most of these of my own, but it was just like this one. It was just a plain white inner sleeve. There it is again on that black capital label. I'm pretty sure I got this at the same spot. I got McCartney. Like I said on McCartney, I can't remember for sure if it was I'm pretty sure these were at Budget Music. You know, getting the same label, I'm almost betting he got these from the same collection because I got these all about the same time and they're in about equal condition. So I would guess that it was the same person that owned it. And I just spotted as I was bagging this up, I guess Lily owned this, but she's got L.I.L.Y. I don't know why she'd put dots unless somehow that was an initial. I don't know if you can see that showing up there. Now I got to check on my McCartney one if that's got it too somewhere. And Ram is my favorite McCartney album, and it does get spun a lot. And this one, this copy of it, I know I spin a lot more than my other. I've got 3 different copies of it. I've got this one, I've got the colored vinyl reissue, and I've got the Half Speed Master. And I swear I put this one on before I put those other ones on, and I don't know why. I just tend to gravitate to this. And I usually like to rotate if I got multiple copies, because every time you play a record, of course, it does wear down. I do like to rotate so you're not wearing it down as much, but for some reason, this one gets spun a lot. So up next, we got Wings Wildlife. So there's the front. This is in great shape too. I mean, it's seen its age. It is 1971 this was issued, so I don't think this one is that old, but definitely not that old with that there. I don't think they were putting those on it in that era, and this one I do remember I got it. I did get this at Dogma Hall, as I call it. That's not their official name, but they sell hot dogs there. And their records do tend to smell like hot dogs, but it's not a knock on you. Not at all. If you're watching this, I think that makes the charm to your establishment there. So this one's in this plain white inner sleeve also, and a really unique one. This is on the Columbia Records label. So when he was on Columbia Records, there was side 1 and there's side 2. And up next we got Red Rose Speedway. This one I remember it took me a while to get. I kept looking the condition of the ones that were out there. I kind of just kept questioning. This one I thought was cool. It does got that hype sticker. I do see that on a lot of people's. Show you the spine here and the back, and I see the back is quite damaged there. Guess I didn't remember that. And I got to be careful on this one because I know we got some naughty bits in here, but it does got the inner book here in the gatefold. I'll just cut it out if we get to the naughty bits there, but it's all here, but it's not stapled in. Oop, and there was some naughty bits. But yeah, there we go. And naughty bits, they'll be cut. Again, this is in that plain white inner sleeve. I believe I got this at Dogma Hall too. Again, it's got that black capital label too. So I'm led to believe this was, again, from that same collection as probably my Ram and my McCartney version that I've got. So there we go. And I'm positive these are reissues. And up next, we got Band on the Run. And this is a U.S. copy. As I said, most of mine are U.S. copies, and most of mine are reissues. You can see on the track listing there, there's a little addition there, Ellen Wheels. It throws me off every time I hear it, because I've been more used to the U.K. copy from my CDs. But there was the jacket. Of course, this one does got a poster, so I'll fold that out, and it did come with it. Oh, that fragile old poster. There we go. We do got the inner sleeve also. There's the one side and the back. And again, on this black capital label, I got to really look into this. For some reason, I haven't cataloged. There was side 1 and side 2, but I haven't cataloged my vinyl lately. I don't know if this is a reissue or if this was the original pressing, and this one I know where I got it from. I remember pretty distinctly because I've got quite a story with it. I got this at Vinyl Cat in Fargo, North Dakota. I think the first time I ever went in there, and I was a little overwhelmed because I was used to both Dogma Hall in my hometown and Budget Music. They've got their own kind of dedicated Beatles sections. The one at Dogma Hall, it's kind of, they got just dedicated sections to all the big artists. The one at Budget Music is right in the front of the store. Right when you come in, just Beatles is right there. So I never got to go really dig in too hard. Vinyl Cat, though, it was just pretty much all the fresh in bins. They had their stuff along the side kind of organized by artist, but you went to Beatles or Beach Boys or whoever, and there really wasn't much there. So if you wanted to find Beatles or Beach Boys, they said, oh, there's plenty in there. You just got to dig. So you had to go digging, and I remember I'm digging and digging and digging. I was in a good spot too where I was at. So I kept finding 60s issued Capitol Beatles albums. And on the other side of me, I hear this couple discussing this album, and I knew exactly what they were talking about. She's telling her boyfriend that how good of an album it is, and he's kind of looking at her going, really? Paul McCartney? I don't know. Yeah, I think he needs to get schooled. She needs to school him better. I thought for sure she was taking it, and she puts it back in the pile, and I said, are you going to get that one? And she goes, no, I'm not planning on getting it. I'm like, I'll take it. She hands it over to me, and I saw it had the poster. I saw it had the inner sleeve. The price wasn't bad on it. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely coming home with me. I remember the story on that one well. So next we got Venus and Mars. And they are all right tonight. There's the back. Of course, the gatefold. Back to a gatefold. I can't believe Band on the Run didn't have a gatefold. How big of an album that is. And this one did include the stickers. There's the one, the back of it there, kind of interesting. And the other three here, show you the back. And it also had the poster, and there might be two posters. I'm used to the reissues, and I know they got two posters. There's the poster from it, them in New Orleans, Mardi Gras. And of course the famous inner sleeve from this one. Very cool inner sleeve. Again, we're on a Capitol label, but it does got the Venus and Mars logo on this one. It's a little different than the other ones so far, because those have just been that plain black Capitol label, black and silver. And this is just the black and silver, but with the Venus and Mars logos on it. And I want to say I picked this one up at Electric Fetus in Minneapolis. For some reason, that's sticking in my mind on that, especially when I saw the price on the back, because I remember how cheap it was, and it seemed like I picked this one up down there. And out of all these, I usually don't have doubles on any of these, and I'm not going to show you much on this one because it's pretty much exactly the same. But I do got two Venus and Mars. This one's got the sticker on the front. I don't know if they came with that or if people took the stickers out of the inside and put them on the front. I've seen so many that other people show with that sticker in about that same spot, so I don't know if it was just a thing you did or what. Yeah, this one had the sticker. I remember it was cheap. I think I got this at Final Cat in Fargo also, and it was just because of that sticker that I bought it, but everything else is exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same, but not totally. This one did not have the stickers, and it didn't have the poster, I believe, at first, but I did buy a lot with a bunch of stuff from eBay, a bunch of different McCartney CDs and that, and I believe there was a poster, that same Mardi Gras poster in that lot, just randomly in the lot of McCartney things. Most of it was CDs and such, but there was that one poster from Venus and Mars album, and I've just stuck it in here. So not much different to show you past that. And thinking about it harder, I had this copy of it before I had that copy, the last copy I showed you. That one I picked up probably because it had the stickers and the poster, where I knew I was missing the stickers and the poster from this one. And I got to double check if that's supposed to come with two posters or not. And up next, of course, we got Wings at the Speed of Sound. Pretty much going in order here so far, and I'm hitting 100% on it. Really, I'm only missing the live albums and that, but there was the front, the spine, and the back. And then we'll look at the inner sleeve and the record. There's side one and side two. Of course, you can see the Capitol label there again. And I believe I picked this one up at that Electric Fetus in Minneapolis too. Just looking at the price tag, that looks like their handwriting that was on the other ones. And next up, we got London Town. And the back there, there's the inner sleeve. The record and the label, there's side one and side two. And I believe I got this in the correct order. Correct me if I'm wrong, or words in the corner will correct me. But here's Wings' Greatest. And there's the front and the spine and the back. Of course, this one did have the inner sleeve. My copy actually came with two inner sleeves. This is not the correct inner sleeve, though. That other one was. I don't know. This is a Mercury Records one here. I see. I don't know. I don't know what's up with this. There is the label, though, on side one, Capitol Records, and side two. And I believe this one should have a poster too, but of course that's missing. And if you're missing that Mercury Records sleeve for one of your records, let me know. Maybe I got yours. And also, I believe I got this one. It's Vinyl Giant. I've been saying Vinyl Cat. It's Vinyl Giant in Fargo. I believe that's where I also got this one. I always think Vinyl Cat because their logo has got a cat on it. And up next, we got Back to the Egg. There is the front and the spine and the back. And the inner sleeve, this is a very interesting inner sleeve. It does got kind of like a polyline thing here in the middle, but that's all that's polylined is just that middle bit. So I've got mine in an actual polyline bag here. And there's the other side of the inner sleeve. And of course, that famous egg. We got sunny side up and over easy. Back to the egg. I forgot to say on London Town that I picked that one up in an antique store in my local town here in Grand Forks. Back to the egg, I know I got at, it's kind of a record shop, kind of a sports card place, kind of a, I don't know, it's a little bit of everything. They call it like a garage sale place or something, but it's an actual storefront. It's not a garage sale. But I know I got that one there. And I was planning to make this a series going all the way up to the 80s. I'm going to cut it off there. I realize this is getting long. I realize that we've done the 70s there, so we're going to cut it off here, and the next episode will be the 80s with kind of the classic issues here, because I know I got quite a few with that too. And then we'll get into the other stuff there. Just tune in for the next episode, which will feature all my 80s Paul McCartney albums. As I said, we're kind of just going to go with this how it is. Before I do sign off totally, though, I do want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got the next episode of my Paul McCartney vinyl collection coming out. And also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. If you've stuck around to this point, you must like it, so please give it a like. Also, please leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Again, I do want to remind everybody, too, in the vinyl community, I do have that contest going, the 1 in 7 challenge contest. Celebrate my 1 year on YouTube and shooting for 700 subscribers. So the 1 part, I want you to shout out between 1 and 7 other YouTubers. And the 7 part, I want you to answer 7 questions I got in the video. I'll have the link in the description down below. I'll also have the link in the description down below of my entire vinyl collection. So George Harrison, Beach Boys, Jimi Hendrix. I know I've done all of them. I'll have that in the description down below too. I'll try to make this a fairly quick series, so not so far apart. I'll try to maybe make this I don't know. This one's dropping on a Saturday. We'll see about what days I'm going to do the next one. Maybe the next one will be on this coming Wednesday. So stay tuned. We'll find out. I'll find out later too. Maybe I'll have a different shirt on even. But I am truly going to get wrapping up, and wow, I really have rambled on this one on the wrap up. But anyways, I'm truly wrapping up. No more rambling on. Yeah, Led Zeppelin always coming into play in these Beatles videos. Well, one of the members did play on Back to the Egg, so there we go. Holy cow, I won't shut up tonight. All right, but I am Beatle Dustino. And I'm signing out. Oh boy, again.